What's up, everybody? It's your boy DC the God. Welcome into Hater Nation. How y'all doing out there, guys? We have a new segment that I'm creating. Something that I do that I really enjoy is breaking down film. Something that I've never actually shared with a lot of people, but I decided to start sharing this and talk about how to look for certain things, or how to break down film, or how to really just get better at the game and just look at certain situations. So we are going to do this for the guys out there who really want to get better, and not just get better and improve. If you're looking for the glitchy plays, this is not the place for you. Okay, this is DC's coaching corner. So basically, like I said, we're gonna break down the film, we're gonna look at some stuff, but before we get into this, guys, please do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell so you never miss one of the DC coaching coaching corner. You never miss that. And also like the video. If you like the video, make sure you smash that like button for your boy. But we're gonna talk about it, guys, and over the course of this segment, what we're gonna do is we're gonna be breaking down film. We're gonna be looking at offensively what we're doing wrong, what we could be doing wrong, defensively what we could be doing wrong. And we will also be breaking down films from Madden pros or Madden people in the community who compete professionally at this game. So that's what we got going on for the segment. But we're gonna kick this off with the first thing that I think there's a lot of things that you could be doing to literally improve your game. But this is going to be talking about patience. Okay, this is something that I really believe a lot of people get into their mind, and they get into that mindset that they need to hurry up and snap the ball, or hurry up and make a play, or hurry up and get back a score that they just lost, or they just got scored on, and things like that. Or they don't accept what happens in the field of play, and they don't make the right move. So we're going to basically be talking about that and really kind of discussing the human deficiency. What I call is the getting even deficiency. All right, and what that basically is when somebody does something to you, you want to hurry up and go back and score. And even the great ones like a LeBron James does this. Okay, you see somebody jack up a three, they knock it down, and he wants to hurry up and come back and shoot up a three, and he jacks it up, and I'm like, LeBron, you're not a three shooter. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes he can't make the three, but sometimes it's a little ill-advised when you take your time and you realize like that wasn't the best move, because now he goes back down, they score whatever, and things like that. So we're going to talk about patience. And of course, Luigi hits me up in the middle of the video. Give me 1 second, we'll be back. All right, so we're back. Like I said, we're going to be discussing patience in the game, and we're going to talk about how to improve your patience, the things that you need to be doing, and understanding possessions. And then we'll talk about the defense. So we're going to talk about offense first, and then the next video we're going to talk about defense. So we're going to look at this film here. This is a film that I had. We're going to go ahead and turn off my camera so we can see the full film here. Give me 1 second. All right, so we're looking at this here, and going into it, I'm playing a guy. This is his first drive, and he comes out on 4th and 23. Okay, on the 44-yard line, and he decides to go for it. This is an absolute mistake. Okay, this is a mistake. This is the deficiency I'm talking about. He sees that I literally am shutting down 3 consecutive times. It's 4th and 23, and in his mind it's saying, well, I gotta hurry up and score. So he goes for it. So we're gonna go ahead and check out and see what happens here. So I audible, and I should have been in cover 4 on 4th and 23 and played the sticks, but I did not. I played man up defense, and of course he doesn't get it. But why did he not get it? One, he threw it too fast. He threw it before the break of the receiver, and he did not have the opportunity to get the play. But we'll go ahead and check it out one more time. So what I want you to see is we're playing man up defense. I didn't play underneath. As you can see, he had time. If you look at the pocket here, he had one guy coming around to the edge. But in this year's game, okay, and we're going to be talking about how to literally improve going forward for every single year. You do have to understand the game you're playing that specific year, but all this stuff will generally translate for next Madden and the next Madden and the next Madden. But This year, the blitz is a little slow. So if he would have waited a split second, he would have got the pass off. And I know he's probably upset, but if you look at the animation, even though he would have got the pass off, Micah Hyde turns around and he makes the play. He wouldn't have got far unless he would have broke the tackle in the animation or the reach, which is the new animation that they have. But you never really know if they're going to reach for it or not. It could be a potential that they could, but you know, for all intents and purposes, he probably would have got tackled because this is the animation it showed. He didn't have the ball and he misses it there. If he was a little bit patient, at half a second, took it and said, okay, I can make this play. So now we're going to go on the offensive side of the ball. I just kind of wanted to show that. I was talking about patience. Now we're going to go on the offensive side of the ball here, and we're going to break down my offensive side of the ball. And the first thing that I'm thinking about is I want to run the ball. And the reason I want to run the ball is I want to know if he can stop it. Because if he can't stop the run, then it's going to be a tough day for him. If he knows how to stop the run, then it's going to let up, because generally if somebody can stop my run, it doesn't help my offense. My offense doesn't flow. And if my offense doesn't flow, I tend to stutter a little bit. But I'm the type of person that likes to run 50% of the time and pass 50% of the time. I like to say like super balanced. And if I can open up with a good run offense, I generally can have success. And I'll normally give it two drives to see. But we'll go ahead and check it out here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come out in my stretch alert lookie. Really like this play because it gives the ability to pass in a man situation. So I'm just kind of wanting to see. And the first thing that I do, and I want you to notice this, and this is about patience. And the more you do this, the easier it will become. But I want you to pay attention. In the field of play, I'm always reading, and I read from bottom to top. So I'm going to read the down linemen first. There's 4 down linemen. Then I'm going to read the linebackers. There's 3 linebackers. That lets me know immediately he is in a 4-3 wide 9, because these guys are like super wide, which means it's going to be harder to run, because even in the wide 9, they have good sheds on inside runs and good sheds on outside runs as well. So this is a good run defense. If you ever trying to stop the run, go to the wider sets. You know, the nickel 3-3-5 wide, it has a one that's wide, and then the 4-3 wide 9 is a really, really good one. So I see that he's coming out, but I'm really kind of testing. I want to know if he's in man or if he's in zone. It looks like he's in zone. I would say a cover 2 press or potentially a cover 4 press, which would be my guesses at this point. So we're going to go ahead and run it. All right, now we're going to stop here, because this is the next thing that I'm paying attention to immediately. And it's literally a half a second. So I've seen the set he is in. He's in a 4-3. I know, you know, the defense, we talked about that. But the next thing is, where is his user? His user's on the D line. Instant thing that I know that he's not going to be able to shut down my pass if he continues to stay on that D line. There's nothing that the zones can do. It's nothing that man can do. I normally can find openings in the right positions if he's going to be on that D line. So that's the second thing that I notice. All right, we'll go ahead and keep going. I hand the ball off. I try and get wide, but I cannot. He shuts us down. A 2nd and 10. Another thing to note right here, previous play. I know this is something that to me should be pretty self-explanatory, but yes, you should be looking at previous play. Okay, he ran cover 4 press quarters. Okay, good to know. And it was a wide set, like I talked about before. So the next thing I'm going to do is run the ball inside. Like that just makes sense to me. Try and run the ball inside and see what we can get. Okay, so I come out and I see immediately he is not in a wide set anymore. So at this point, I still should be able to get an inside run. With this run, I like it because it's almost guaranteed to get you 3 to 5 yards. And we're going to go ahead and run it, but I can see that he's in the 4-3 still, because I see 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers. Why is this kind of stuff important? Okay, if he's bringing a lot of DBs, he's running a dime, he's running a nickel, he's running a dollar, I know that he's worried about the pass and he's literally trying to stop what I'm doing in the pass game by putting speed out there. That is his whole focus. If he's coming out in these sets, he's either A, really smart and saying, hey, it's better to come out in a heavy set so I can stop his run versus trying to stop his pass. So he's either a very smart user or he's not. So we're gonna test that out. I want to see, you know, can you stop my 1-2 punch? He did a good job at it, but he is in the 4-3. And how do you tell a linebacker? We haven't even gotten to reading defenses yet. We will later in one of the coaching sessions. We will read defenses, but in this one, we're just gonna focus on patience and understanding what personnel he has out there. How can you tell the difference between a linebacker and a DB? In the middle of the field, okay? Outside, you generally can tell that they're DBs because they're hunched over and they're ready to run. Hunched over, hunched over. Well, those two guys are hunched over, but they're gonna look just like this. Well, what's the difference between this and this? If you look at their hands, and this is why I like the gloves, because the gloves are like a huge tell that the gloves are right over the knees. That's linebacker. Down lineman, the hand is on the ground. Linebacker, hands over the knees. DB, hands are in the inside. And I'm gonna show you this here in the middle of the field really quick. So if you look at this here, if you look at those DBs, this is the dime. All right. So the dime basically is 2 nickels equals a dime. I know, makes sense, right? So basically, when you look at it, you're gonna see these 2 nickel backs. You got Tremaine Edmunds, who's lined up above the quarterback, and then you have the 2 nickel backs. Generally, you can tell a nickel because a DB, as you can see, they got their hands close inside versus Tremaine Edmunds, who his hands are right above his knees. They are behind 2 other DBs. Okay, that's generally what a nickel package is gonna look like. All right, you're gonna see the nickel back, and then you're gonna see a DB behind him, normally a safety. You're gonna see a nickel back, and then another safety. This is a nickel. Okay, and if we spread it out, it should be a corner to the outside and another corner to the outside. Okay, so right here, this is the dime. We have 2. No, this is not. I'm sorry. This is the dollar. I apologize. This is the dollar, but it's going to be the similar thing in the dime. I apologize again. This is the quarter. Oh my God. This is the quarter. I called the play earlier today. I just kind of left it here, but this is the quarter. The quarter has a ton of DBs all over the place, 1 linebacker and 3 down linemen. Generally, you'll see your linebackers, even if they're on the field or they're on the line, you can tell that they are linebackers because they're standing up. All right. So let's go ahead and get back into this here. So this is the second play that I'm gonna run. All right, and I'm gonna run up the middle. All right, stop it here real quick. Once again, paying attention. His user's still on the D line. Awesome. So I note that. Okay, good. He shuts down my run for 2 yards, 100% fine. I'm still kind of testing out. He has good run defense. As you can see, that was the 4-3 there. All right, he calls pause. Don't really care about that. All right, so the next thing is we're gonna stop it really, really quick. And as you can see, I'll go back 10 seconds so you can see it. I want to show you and just pay attention to this here, right there. Immediately, I'm not checking my play. I'm actually checking his defense. And this right here, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to tell me what you think it is. All right, that is a nickel. And how do we know it's a nickel? 2 linebackers right here, hands over knees, DB lined up behind the DB. Nickel. Very easy to tell. Okay, now this DB is pressed. This DB is pressed. This DB is pressed. 2 deep guys over the top, but 1 deep safety. Should let you know that they're in a man situation. And in that man situation, when you see stuff like this, probably a blitz because they're not really lined up with anything. They're kind of just out there and they're ready to come after the quarterback. I didn't pick this up myself, but generally on my underneath play is going to be my right, my fullback here coming in this route. It's a really, really good route to beat zone. It's a really good route to beat man. So that is where I'm initially looking, and it's a 1 read play because I know that he's on the D line. So we're gonna wait. He's gonna snap it here. So as you can see, he's still on the D line. He was moving early. I see that he's on the D line. No issues. I know he's on the D line, so I know this is gonna be open. He pulls himself off the D line. I pay attention to this and I notice that it's covered. So at this point, I can't throw. It's just get out the pocket and try and throw it away, and I cannot. Okay, I can't get out the pocket. I can't throw it away. I get a sack. And now we are looking at a 4th and 17. Now I'm gonna ask you another question. Should I go for it at this point? All right, I want you to answer. I'll give you about 5 seconds to answer that. And if your answer is yes, you would be 100% correct. And I know in your mind, you're like, but it's 4th and 17. I'm out of field goal range. I'd be giving it to him on the 50. Like, why would I go for this in this situation? Remember, very important is to talk about possessions. Now I'm going to turn my camera back on because I want you to see me. Very, very important when you're talking about possessions. This is a free possession. And with free possessions, you generally want to get points. Now, if you're on the other side of the 50, I would tell you, yes, punt the ball. Okay, punt the ball. But because I'm at the 50, which to me at the 50 and, you know, his side of the 50, I can be a little aggressive because this is a free possession and I want to get points. Okay, I don't want to be sitting out here and not getting points. Plus, I know his users on the D line, so I have a good opportunity to get deep passes. The only way you can stop it is with zone drops. But I know I have that opportunity to potentially get points. I don't want to punt because he gave me this possession. And what do I really lose? I only lose the mistake that he gave me. And then we're back at 0 with a little time going off the clock. If he goes down, he scores, I still have a time to go down and score and potentially get a stop. Even if he scores that second time, I get ball back at half because he got first drive. So this is a smart move to go ahead and go for it on 4th and 17, even though it's a long distance. Like I said, I know he's on D line. I know that it is all odds are stacked against it, but it makes the best sense to go for it here because I'm in a position where I'm up a possession and I want the points. So I'm gonna call my money play here, which I'll talk about in another video. I drop back to pass. He takes his, I don't know why I got some lag on that. I got some lag on it, but he was on the D line here. He takes himself off the D line and he's trying to cover the B receiver, which is going to be almost impossible here. We're going to just hit play. It just glitched out a little bit. And then I kind of lost it over the zone drop's head, even though he's playing zone drop of probably about 20 yards. I just lost it over his head and there's nothing that the zone drop can do. And we're on the 5-yard line. Now, it worked out that well, but if, let's say I don't complete the pass, I'm only on the 50. I lost the possession he gave me. If I punted, I lost the possession anyway. So the way I look at it is okay, I may have given him extra 25 yards. You know what I'm saying? 25 yards to 30 yards, unless I can put it on the 1, but the blitzing isn't great this year. So that is pretty much it. I know this video went a little long. I will be trying to keep them shorter in the future. But guys, thank you for watching. Like I said, we're going to be continuing this. We're going to be breaking down film. And when we upload the next one, it will be defense. All right. But this is your boy DC. Always remember, embrace the hate and hate everybody.